off, you guys, we're going to give us, again, some arm circles here, especially if we were in yesterday. We might have some sore shoulders, which we will have some multi-joint shoulder activities later on. But that's just going to be good to help those shoulders out. While we're doing these shoulder circles, getting those arms wider, keeping those feet moving. This is a more aerobic-based class, so we want to make sure that our body is completely used to that constant movement, getting that heart rate up and that blood flow ready to go. Take a few reps at that full circumference. And then you're starting to bring it back down. Once you get all the way down to the center, you're going backwards now. We're doing the same thing. We're starting small. We're getting bigger while we're doing that. We're focusing on opening up that chest, activating those back shoulder blades, squeezing them together. Take a few at that max circumference. Then bring it back down. Nice and small. From there, guys, give me some hamstring and chest opener. Same thing. Open up that chest, activating those shoulder blades or that muscle between those shoulder blades at the same time. From there, guys, go ahead, give me some marches or some high knees, whichever one you're more comfortable with. Let's just get those hip flexors moving. And same thing, butt kicks or nice and slow if we don't want to get going too quick here. Let's stretch out those quads a little bit, as well as activating those hamstrings. That's what we're working on right now. From there, guys, go ahead, spread those legs out nice and wide for me. And give me some side shifts over to each side here. Trying to stay low, that's going to help activate those glutes. As always, if you need to come up and stretch over, just focusing on the stretch, that's okay. But if you can stay down, I want you to stay down. And from there, guys, give me some hip openers here. Inside to out. And same thing, but opposite, outside in. And right there, guys, go ahead, grab a quick drink of water, move around a little bit more if you need to. Even if we're taking that sip of water, I don't want us to stay stationary while we're doing it. Feel free to walk around while we're taking that sip. Again, that's just stopping that blood or making sure that blood never stops going throughout our system. While you guys are finishing up that water break, our first activity, nothing special. We're just grabbing those weights. You're giving me some shoulder presses here. Getting those shoulders in early in today's class. Maybe still a little sore from yesterday. But we're going to get those in here pretty quick. I'm going to give you guys about another 10 seconds. Grab those weights. Join me right here. Nothing special here, just some shoulder presses. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Press. Let's have you have one foot staggered in front of the other. That just protects our spine, avoids us leaning back too much by having a nice stable base right there. Less than 10 seconds here, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna have you put those weights down. We're gonna keep those shoulders in movement while also still getting that blood flow going. You guys are just gonna give me some jumping jacks or diagonal reaches here, reaching from that one arm down straight across to that leg. But you're giving me those jumping jacks or those reaches here in 5, 4, 3, 2, and begin. Doing those jumping jacks if you want a little bit more effort, but if you want to stay off those plyometrics, you're giving me these, and these can be done as fast as you want. Obviously, we're not jumping. We always have one foot on contact with the ground at all times, but if you speed up, you can still get a good amount of heart rate increase and muscle burn by speeding that up a little bit. You guys are giving me less than or 5 seconds here. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Weights are optional here, but I want everybody to try giving me a single leg, straight legged deadlift. If you're doing 2 legs, we don't want to do that balance. That's okay. One thing I want to make sure we're always focusing on here is a nice flat back. And then if we're doing single leg, avoiding rotating that hip out, focusing on that hamstring stretch, and coming back up here. We got 2 sets. So if you're doing 2 legs at a time, you'll be able to still get the same amount of effort. But if we're doing a single leg, we'll have the opportunity to switch. And again, weights are optional, but you're grabbing that or starting that in 3, 2, and 1. Again, back stay straight, hinge at the hip, feel the stretch in that hamstring and that glute. Come up, and it's that same thing if you're doing single legs. Back stay straight, feel the stretch, extend at the hip, coming all the way up. And of course, a slight knee bend is okay. And that's for both straight-legged or single-legged and dual-legged as well. 2, 1, grab a quick break, switching over the other leg. We're starting here in 3, 2, and begin. If you're doing single leg, you might notice a little bit that you're able to go farther down or not as far down on one leg than you are the other. That's just showing a little bit of a inflexibility or flexibility balance between the two. That's something that can be improved upon. Give me a 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I'm gonna have you set those weights down here, guys. Spread those legs for me, arms out. We're gonna build upon that, but we're just picking up intensity here. Now that those legs and those hamstrings are warmed up, and you're giving me windmills. Starting that here in 3, 2, and begin. Try and keep that back straight. We're gonna have a little bit more rotation in the torso as we're reaching across. That's okay, but I still want us to focus on keeping that back straight, not allowing it to curve over too much, which is gonna result in a faster extension and possibly some low back discomfort there. Again, you're paying attention to that stretch in the hamstrings. That's telling you when to fire back up. And you really got to pay attention right now as we're picking up the speed here. Over halfway done with this rep. 15 seconds, 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2. I want you guys to break there. Go again, get another drink of water here. Back in just under a minute. As you guys are putting down that water here, you're finding me, and we're just gonna get that blood flowing going again. And you're just gonna give me some high knees or some marches here for a quick bout, about 30 seconds. That's gonna be our first activity starting in 4, 3, 2, 1. Either marches, or you can start marches and then start to gradually speed it up. But at least giving me these marches and always focusing on keeping that solid 90-degree angle in that arm. Try to avoid letting that arm extend on the way back. Keep that nice 90-degree bend. Just focus on working through that shoulder. That's our proper form right there. 3, 2, and 1. Right into this. You guys are gonna give me some squats. Go ahead and join me right here, you guys. In 5 seconds here, you guys are just going to start adding a squat jump or a squat with a toe raise. 3, 2, and 1. You either give me continuous squat jumps or squats with the toe raise, but you're right here, guys. Choosing between one of those two options. Obviously, if we don't want the plyometric, I want us to stick with that toe raise. If we're doing those toe raises, take a nice pause at the top and try to get about an inch higher. The reason you might stop short originally is because you have two separate muscles down in that calf region with two separate ranges of motion. And by going up that extra inch, you're going to maximize the contractions for both of them. And give me those squats again, guys. Give me those squats again. Pressing through the heels, especially as we're getting fatigued. We just went from a more plyometric jump. We were probably more on our toes, activating more quads. I want us to sit back in those heels, focus on glute activation right now. It might even be a little beneficial for you to take those reps just a little bit slower to keep them under control. That way we're gonna maximize tissue activation right there, guys. 3, 2, and 1. Going back to those squat jumps. Go ahead and join me, guys. Or of course, squats with those toe raises or calf raises. I guess it'd be heel raises. Same thing. If we're doing those heels though, raise them off the ground. Really fight for that extra inch at the top. Less than 15, guys, less than 15. 2, and 1. Go ahead, shake them out. I want us to find either a wall here. We have wall sits, or we're just going to have a squat hold at the bottom here. 30 seconds though. I want us to get in position. I'm going to say 3, 2, 1. Once I say 1, I want you in position. Slight pause to make sure you can check that our thighs are parallel with the ground, and then I'm starting the clock. 3, 2, 1. In position like this, you guys. Clock is on. Clock is on. While we're doing these, regardless of whether or not you're on the wall or you're out here, make sure we're keeping pressure through those heels. And if we're away from the wall, try to upright that torso. That's going to make us put more pressure backwards, even though we might have to lose a little bit of depth. That's okay. I really want you to be feeling this in your glutes right now. 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead. Come out of there, you guys. You're going to grab me some dumbbells. We're going to finish this off right before our water break with some rows here. 3, 2, and begin. While we're doing these rows, always making sure we're pinching those shoulder blades together first before those elbows drive high, and making sure our back is nice and straight, regardless of what level it is. What we don't want to see is a rounded back like that. Keeping it nice and straight. Make that your first focus. Over halfway there. And we got a water break. 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead, guys. Set those down. You got a water break here. Again, I want you to keep moving even while we're sipping on that water. Keep those feet in action, that body in motion. That's going to tell our body we're still utilizing blood throughout the system. All right, as you guys are setting that water down, next option we have here is either going to be lunges, where just normal lunges here, one foot out in front of the other. Other option, we've done this before, is going to be a lunge hinge type of motion similar to that straight-legged deadlift, but now we have this front leg hinging, really focus on that front glute to bring ourselves back up. Right here, you guys. If you decide to do that hinge motion, I'm going to give you guys a cue to switch legs. Everyone else is alternating lunges. But we're going to begin here in 3, 2, and go ahead. Again, you're doing that hinge. That's all right. Nice little bend in here as if it was going down into a lunge, but we're not. We're hinging here. Back stay straight. Activate those glutes to come forward. You might feel a stretch on that back leg. That's okay. But I really want us to focus on that front leg and that glute system right there. Those of us who are hinging, go ahead, switch right now. And even if we're hinging, we're still pressing through that front heel. Still pressing through that front heel. If we're lunging, of course, we're trying to press through that front heel, even though we might have to back it up a little bit, which is going to draw in a little bit more of that back hip flexor to do so. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Going ahead, guys. You're going to give me some side lunges here. That's either this option right here, or if we don't maybe have that much space, just spread those legs. You get side lunges, but you're starting here. 3, 2, and begin right there, guys. Same thing as always. Really press through those heels. Halfway there with this set. Halfway there. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. You guys are going to be on the ground here next. You're going to be with me on my count. Basically, we have a minute worth of tension here of push-ups. You guys can be on your knees or straight up. What we're going to do is we're going to start up high. I'm going to give you guys a 10-second down count. Once you get all the way down, you can either do a normal push-up up, or you can cheat up and just reset at the top. But really that focus is that 10-second down. If it ever becomes too complicated, feel free to go to normal push-ups or even take a break, because these 60 seconds, cumulated 60 seconds, can get pretty draining. But we're going to start here in position up top, going down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 3. Down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 4, down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5. One more time, down 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 6. Go ahead, guys. Shake them up. I'm going to give us 2 more activities while we're down here to finish us off. And, of course, it's going to be protecting that torso region. We're going to have either bird dogs or Supermans to protect the low back, followed by a plank. But you guys are going to give me 45 seconds here of bird dogs or Superman, Superwoman's. Again, bird dogs, opposite arm, opposite leg, or Superman's right down here. But we're getting that started here in 2, 1. Alternating super dogs or holding that Superman. I'm going to give you guys a count in case you're holding so you know where you're at as far as progress. That's 20 seconds for that hold. 30 seconds, 15 to go, 15 to go. Less than 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, and break there, guys. Get a quick breather because we're going right into planks. Options are high plank or low plank, but you're giving me a minute. I'm going to give you guys a timer, but we're starting here in 2, 1. You're in that plank mode. While you're in that mode, check your alignment as always. Straight line from shoulder to hips to ankles, with maybe those hips being just a little higher. That's okay. But I'm going to give you guys updates as we continue on. That's 15 seconds. Halfway right there, halfway. Fifteen to go, 15 to go. 10 seconds, guys. Reposition, checking their alignment here for the last 5, 4, 3, 2. Break right there, guys. What I want you to do is grab your water, set it next to you, and then I'm going to hold this stretch a little earlier so you can grab a quick sip if you need it. But you're going to be right here in a Spider-Man stretch, stretching that back hip flexor. Go ahead and take that sip, and then just join me here. We're going to hold this side a little bit longer than we will the next, just so I can make sure you guys are joining me. Right there, guys, I'm going to have you switch over. And again, we're holding this side a little bit shorter just because I'm thinking everybody's got their water next to them. And again, even while we're stretching, take those sips whenever you need them. And right there, guys, go ahead, rest that down. What I'm going to have you do here next is down here on the ground. You're going to spread those legs. You're going to stretch right down to the center for me. And go ahead and reach over to one side. And go ahead and reach over to the other quick. What I'm gonna have you do here, guys, is laying down on our backs here. We got our knees up. We're gonna have you put one foot up in the air, grab that ankle, rest it over on the other knee, and then pull in that bottom knee. That's gonna stretch this glute down here, specifically targeting that piriformis muscle. And from there, guys, you're also rotating that foot clockwise and counterclockwise. And from there, guys, go ahead, set that down. Repositioning, same thing, just with that other side. Pull that up, give me that same thing. Right there, guys, go ahead. Bring yourselves up to center. While we're in this position, we're going to give me a 4-way neck stretch to pretty much end our class. I'll also give you guys a chest stretch as well. But if you want to end down here, you can end down here with me. But we're going to start off by dipping this chin down into the chest, stretching the back of our necks. Go ahead, raise that up, tipping it the opposite way now. Head goes back, eyes to the sky, chin to the ceiling, stretching the front of our neck. And go ahead, you guys. Bring that back down to center. One ear, same side shoulder, stretching the sides of our neck. And go ahead, raise it up. Same thing, just on the other side.